Good afternoon. My name is Colby Roundtree, and I'm a talent acquisition sourcer here at Bright Horizons. Thank you for joining our TA live stream event today. Joining us today is Gregg Millien, an instructional coach with our Jim Greenman's Early Education Innovation Center. Hey, Gregg, how are you doing?
Good, man. How are you, Colby?
Not bad at all. Thank you so much for joining today. If you don't mind to start, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Greg. I'm an instructional coach here at the Jim Greenman Early Education Innovation Center. I've been doing this work for 14 years now. Kind of fell into this work. I tell the story quite a bit. The way I was in college. I was just sophomore in college. Didn't have a job. My mom calls me up one day. She's like, "Hey, Greg, I got you a job interview. I'm taking you to a job interview. It was Bright Horizons, and I started here and I fell in love with it, and I've been here ever since. I love working with the kids. I love the energy they give me. So it's a satisfying and rewarding position that I have.
Well, that's amazing. A 14-year journey so far. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I guess just kind of starting with a little bit of questions. And I know you were talking about kind of what you loved at the end there, but what do you love most about your role in early education?
Honestly, it's the kids, man. The kids are the bread and butter of this job. I'm not necessarily sitting at a desk doing my work. I get to go interact with children, and kids say the funniest things. So like, you're always gonna hear something wild or crazy when you go into a classroom with the kids, and that's something I appreciate. Something that brings me joy. It really makes, like I said before, the job such a rewarding position to have, and just something that I really enjoy and continue to want to do.
Well, that's really cool. I'm glad you're passionate about the children in the field. Obviously, I'm sure that makes your job a lot easier consistently.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
yeah. I guess kind of backtracking in the career wise, what inspired you to pursue a career in early education?
Again, like I kind of just fell into it, honestly, but like just working with the educators that I work with, working with the children, and also Bright Horizon has a great culture in terms of like allowing me to be my most authentic self at work, which is something I really appreciate. I could be me at work, and as a black man in this field, it can be, it could be iffy, but in terms of this company and how they make me feel comfortable, they make me feel like I can be successful in my position, but also give me position opportunity to grow as well.
Well, that's amazing. I'm glad you feel obviously accepted here and given the opportunity to grow. Kind of moving forward on that same trajectory, what advice would you give other Bright Horizons family members who are looking to grow within Bright Horizons?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for me, in terms of employees who work in operations, I think one thing I always say is really make sure that you establish your classroom, establish yourself as an educator. Really making sure you have those P's and Q's down, and once you have that kind of set up, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. One thing I've done in my career is always take chances and risks when there's opportunities in terms of being able to help with a big project for a division or a region. I've always been a person who throws their hat in that because at the end of the day, I love working with the kids, but I also like to support the divisions, region as a whole. Because in the end of the day, it's all for the love of the children, the love of the development of children. That's something I always want to support.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And I definitely agree with that. I think that would be a tremendous opportunity to help develop that support for the children with our company. So I'm glad you said that. Um, Kind of moving forward, what practices do you use to maintain a program focused on child-centered environments?
Yeah, so in terms of practices, really just observations and reflections with teachers and educators, really talking about, what the kids are interested in, what they're talking about, what skills they're working on, and like, all right, from there, like, how can we reflect that in the classroom? Because in some other programs you may see around the world, like they might focus on one theme, while here at Bright Horizon, we're focused on different things in the classroom. There may be one child who really likes collage art, while there's another child who really likes dinosaurs or trains. Having those different materials in the classroom that really reflect those children's interests really helps to maintain a child-centered environment.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that was a tremendous answer, especially focusing, like you said, there's different interests, different themes going on. So really having that centered environment, I love it. Um, I guess just kind of last question on my end. How has Bright Horizons supported you in your career growth? I know you've been with us for 14 years, so definitely a journey, I'm sure.
Definitely. I mean, along the way, I've met some really amazing colleagues that have really helped support my growth and development. in this company in terms of, like I said before, throwing my hat in terms of different projects, different avenues that, may not necessarily be my comfort zone, just jumping out of my comfort zone. And Bright Horizons is willing to support me. Like, I've been to the NACI conference and supported that alongside you. So, like, I think, in terms of, opportunities that Bright Horizons provides, it's been plentiful, and I'm really appreciative of what they've given me in order to be successful and to continuously grow in terms of my position, my career, my development.
Oh, awesome. Greg, I was going to say, kind of wrap things up today. Is there anything additional that you wanted to add on your end, or anything just kind of about what you do?
Man, I'll say I love my job, man. I really do. I love working with these kids. I love working with the educators. When I come into work, like, I don't really have a bad day when I come into work. Even when I have a bad day, I come in. These kids give me a great smile. They're like, Greggy, like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to go. So I just say, like, when thinking about Bright Horizons and overall, just thinking about, supporting children in development, that's really the main goal. And that's something that, as people look into careers and positions and things like that, thinking about, like, what is something that you feel like is your calling, or something that really calls to you. And this is something that calls to me. And I think it's, again, like I said, rewarding position, rewarding work.
Well, thank you so much for that, Greg. We're lucky to have you a part of this team at Bright Horizons, and I'm really appreciative of you taking the time to speak with us today. I hope you have a great rest of your week.
You too, Colby. I appreciate you.